Roadrunner Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network. Live from the Dignity Health Studios in downtown Bakersfield, California.
Welcome in another edition of Roadrunner Rundown, the official program, CSUB Roadrunner Athletics. Corey Costello here with you. Thanks so much for joining us on another edition. We have a great show here today from the Dignity Health Studios, downtown Bakersfield. We're going to be speaking with, it's getting to that time of year in the track and field season where they're getting geared up for the Western Athletic Conference, their first Western Athletic Conference championship meet. We're going to speak with Alyssa Page. She is a sprinter. She actually was one of the stars of the Corey Versus last week. She helped us out with sprinting, I guess you can call it, but she's going to be joining us on the program. She's had a great last couple of weeks as far as meets go. They've got one more coming up this weekend at Fresno State before the WAC Championships, so we'll speak with Alyssa in studio coming up on the program. Also coming up on the show today as well, we're going to be speaking with Paige Tsuruda. She is a senior water polo player. The Roadrunner is getting ready for the MPSF Championships this weekend. Very tight loss this past weekend of 5th-ranked San Jose State. Runners are looking pretty good going into the MPSF. We'll chat with Paige Tsuruda, one of the top goal scorers on this Roadrunner squad, a Honolulu, Hawaii native as well. So we'll chat with her coming up in the bottom of the hour. And also still to come on the program, we'll be joined by Kenneth Ziggy Siegfried, our senior associate athletics director. We will chat with him about the Spring BBQ coming up this two Thursdays from this Thursday on May the 8th at the Adcardo Center. We'll talk about that. Also, the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund and their annual fund drive going on right now as well. So that's all to come on the program today. And the last segment of the show, we've got a really cool announcement about the show that we're going to be making as well. So stay tuned for that. But first, we go to highlights from this past weekend. Let's start with softball, shall we? Out to the softball complex we go. It was senior weekend this past weekend. Some of the runners honoring the seniors in the last home game of the season. Scoreless in the 4th inning when Carissa Vega leads things off with a single. And then she's on first, and then Shea Fryer coming to the plate as Fryer here technically laying down a nice bunt, advancing Viega to second base. So small ball in effect for the Roadrunners. Will it work? Amy Ricciardi at the plate. Yes, sir, it'll work. A single into right center, and it's 1-0 CSUB over Seattle. More trouble for Seattle in the inning as Bakersfield once again, 2 outs. Madison Bundy singles to left, loads the bases here for the Roadrunners. They don't score here, but then Ashley Carter with a ground ball probably should have ended the inning, dropped by the Seattle second baseman. Everybody safe, 2-0 CSUB. That would be all the runs the runners would need. Seattle got 1 in the 7th, but CSUB wins the first game Saturday 2-1. Second game, runners up 2-0 in the 3rd inning when Madison Bundy, once again, she's going to deliver the RBI single coming up for the Roadrunners as it is 3-0 Bakersfield after that one sneaks through. And that would be all the runners will need in that one as Lindsay Klemenko on the mound for Bakersfield. She was brilliant for the runners, allowing just 4 hits, a strikeout there. Also, some nice defense as well for Bakersfield as this one hit over to first base, and Ricciardi backhand. It's a foot race, and she's going to win it. Runners win the doubleheader 3-0. They win their first WAC series of the season as well, 2-1. So here was Friday's game. The one game Seattle won 4-3, and then Bakersfield bouncing back in the Saturday doubleheader, a 2-1 on the first game, and then the Runners blanking the Redhawks 3-0 in game number 2. Big weekend for Madison Bundy, both at the plate and defensively. Bakersfield on the road this weekend. They're going to conclude regular season Western Athletic Conference play. They'll be at Kansas City Friday at the doubleheader starting at 2 o'clock Central Time, and then they'll play again Saturday at noon. The Runners right now in 5th in the conference can actually end up as high as 2nd going into the conference tournament next weekend, believe it or not, if they can handle business this weekend at Kansas City, who has an identical 5-7 conference record with the Roadrunners. So it's a big weekend for softball, a chance to make some ground up in the Western Athletic Conference before the tournament next weekend in Seattle. It's time to head to the Hillman Aquatic Center for, how about some water polo highlights? We got water polo on the show. Let's do some highlights. The Roadrunners in MPSF action hosting San Jose State this past weekend, last home conference conference match for the Runners. They put up a heck of a fight. First period, here's a goal. Taylor Hansen putting Bakersfield up 1-0. And it was a physical match, lots of fouls, and San Jose State would tie it on this goal from Danny Stiles, and we're knotted at 1. Power play goal coming up from San Jose State. Brittany Crape with the finish, 2-1 Spartans. Then Bakersfield tying it up before the quarter, as here is Paige Tsuruda from way outside, beating the shot clock. Long finish off the crossbar. Looking at it again in slow motion. That was a bomb, and we're tied at 2 into the first quarter. Second quarter wouldn't take long for San Jose State to retake the lead, as the Spartans will make it 3-2 on that goal. And then the power play goal from Taylor Hansen again, tying it at 3. Then the Runners take the lead again on this shot for Hansen for the hat trick. Her third of the game, as she gives Bakersfield a 4-3 lead. 2 more from San Jose State before the halftime. They would lead 5-4. Bakersfield then ties it early on this shot from Bridget Souza. A no-look. Look at that. Can you believe it? Let's show it again. We'll zoom up. She's not even looking, and she scores, and the Runners make it 5-4. Runners go up again. Here's a go-ahead goal from Paige Tsuruda, her second of the game. She finishes with 3. Runners up 6-5. San Jose State, though, back with the Ty Clara Esbar, the 6-6 score after the keeper comes out, and San Jose State builds an 8-6 lead into the third. More from CSUB. Janelle Shelby making it 8-7 on that nice no-look in front. 2-goal game after another San Jose State score on that penalty shot, 9-7. And Shelby, another power move up front to make it 9-8. San Jose State, though, would get another score, and that's as close as it would get, as another pair for San Jose State made it 11-8. Spartans win it 13-10. They were 5th ranked in the country, though. A nice battle for Bakersfield, a nice back-and-forth effort for the Roadrunners in MPSF action. So they fall 13-10 to San Jose State, and they will enter the MPSF tournament this weekend. And, here's your prize. You get to play the top team of the country, one of the top teams in the country, in UCLA. That'll be Friday at 10:30. Bakersfield at UCLA in the MPSF first round of the tournament down in Southern California. On to Roadrunners baseball. Busy weekend for Bakersfield on the road at UT Pan American. Some defensive letdowns and lack of hitting costing them a few games. Checking out Friday's game, 2-1 Bakersfield falls. A great pitching effort between Sam Street of Pan Am and Taylor Aikenhead of Bakersfield, but the Roadrunners committing a 9th inning error, and that would cost them the game. And then on Friday, Runners bouncing back, a 3-2 win over UTPA. And then on Saturday, similar results. Some defensive letdowns for the Runners, get 4 across for Pan Am in 1 inning. They win the game 5-1. They also win the series over Bakersfield as well. Here's what's coming up for the Runners at home. They will be hosting Sacramento State, first place in the conference. The last 2 defending conference champions, as a matter of fact, meeting on this weekend at Hartfield. Sac State won it 2 years ago. Bakersfield won it last year. Friday at 6, Saturday at 6, and Sunday at 1 p.m. Those are your upcoming games for the Roadrunners. And by the way, just a reminder, Bakersfield, a good win last night. I want to throw this out there. They played Kansas State in Manhattan, Kansas. It was on national TV. The Runners winning that one 5-2. They play again tonight on Fox College Sports, and hopefully they get the series sweep. It'd be a big one for them coming back to this weekend at Hartfield. By the way, we've got on Friday's game. Look at these little. These are Runner jersey magnets. Jersey magnets, huh? We're going to give these away to the first 100 fans through the gate on Friday. So look at that. It looks just like the Runner's jersey. And you can stick it on your fridge and things that are magnetic. There you go. It doesn't even, this bounces on the microphone. It doesn't really stick on it. It doesn't not necessarily magnetic, but it'll work. We'll keep it here for now. So the Runners this weekend at home as CSUB loses that series of Pan Am, but trying to get back on track and then get that nice 5-2 win last night at Kansas State. Upcoming for real quick track and field, congrats to the women's 400 relay team. Third place finish, the Brian Clay Invitational. Alyssa Page, one of those members, will be joining us on the show. Gabe Holland, 13th place in the hammer throw as well that past weekend for Bakersfield. On to sand volleyball season coming to a close. The Runners with a pair of wins, though, at the Pac-12 Invitational on the team side. Bakersfield continues to give Pac-12 teams a handful in the sand. 4 4-1, the Roadrunners win that one over Arizona State, and then they bounce back and they beat Cal Poly as well, 4-1. It's funny because the coaching duel of Olivia Simcoe went to Cal Poly and coached there, and Giovanna Mello, our new head director of volleyball, went to Arizona State, so they're getting the wins over their alma maters. They beat Cal Poly 4-1. Unfortunately, they lose in the semifinals of the Pac-12 Invitational to Loyola Marymount, who is ranked 8th in the country, 3-2. And on the double portion of the tournament as well, the number 2 pair, Mariah Alvidrez, Shayna Guitar, reaching the semifinals as well for the Roadrunners. So that wraps up the sand volleyball season for Bakersfield, but they had a heck of a year, and they beat 3 Pac-12 teams, and the majority of their losses actually came against teams in the top 10 in the country. So Roadrunners with a nice effort and a good season in the sand. 3 wins over Pac-12 teams, actually 4, Arizona State, and also the victory over Oregon as well. So nice season for Bakersfield in the sand, and just year number 2 of that program. We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back on the show, we're going to talk some water polo, as we're going to be speaking with Paige Tsuruda. She's in the building. We'll chat with her about the Roadrunners and their upcoming MPSF tournament. Also, she's had a good year, her most productive year ever as now a senior on the water polo team. We'll chat with her about that and much, much more as we continue. Also, Alyssa Page joining us at the bottom of the hour. She is a CSUB sprinter. They're coming up on their conference meet in a couple weeks. We'll chat with her and some spring barbecue talk right around the corner as well. Ziggy Siegfried. We are 2 weeks away from the one and only CSUB spring barbecue. That's coming up on the program as well. Stick around for that. We will be right back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Support student-athlete scholarships and enjoy the social event of the year at the 42nd Annual CSUB Athletics Spring Barbecue, Thursday, May 8th at the Accardo Center. Dinner features Harris Ranch New York steak, teriyaki chicken, and live music from Foster Campbell and Friends. Tickets are $30 in advance and $35 at the door. Tickets are available at Mexicali restaurants, Vaughn's, and all lengthwise locations. The 42nd Annual CSUB Athletics Spring Barbecue, Thursday, May 8th from 5:30 to 9 at the Accardo Center.
Current Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit currentbusinessjournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on currentbusinessjournal.com.
Brave and bold, silver and gold.
We're on a mission.
Aggie up.
Bronx Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard.
We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Welcome back into Roadrunner Rundown as we continue on the program. Still to come on the show, we're going to be speaking with Alyssa Page. She is a sprinter, CSUB track and field, and having a good couple of weeks as she gets ready for the Western Athletic Conference meet in a couple weeks. I got one more this weekend at Fresno State. That's still to come, and some spring barbecue talk with Ziggy Siegfried as well on the show. But we're going to talk some water polo now because speaking of conference meets, the MPSF Championships start this weekend, and Bakersfield will be taking on UCLA in the first round. I want to welcome to the show now a senior on the water polo squad, Paige Tsuruda. Paige, good to talk to you. How you doing?
You too. I'm doing good.
Well, let's start with this past weekend. You guys, we were showing the highlights. You had a heck of a match against San Jose State. Ranked in the nation. You had them on the ropes. Tough loss, 13-10, but you got to be pretty optimistic about the direction of this program in such a tough league.
Yeah, we never played San Jose so close before. I mean, it was a tough game, got very physical. The refs wouldn't let us shake hands at the end, but we were more mature than that. We put it aside and we shook hands, but it was really competitive. We came out scoring, came out hard, but they ended up taking it. But hopefully we can see them again at conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's it been like for you? Because this is, and I keep trying to tell people, you guys are in the SEC of water polo. Like this is what the SEC, what the SEC is to college football, and this is what the MPSF is in water polo. So you came into this program your first couple years. We were in the WWPA, a smaller conference, Division 1, 2, and 3 schools. Last 2 seasons in the MPSF, the best conference in the nation. What's that transition kind of been like?
At first, it was really nerve-wracking because they're like Maggie Steffens, Olympian, Sammy Hill on the Olympic team.
Yeah.
We're like, how are we going to play against these people? But we ended up just getting it together, and it's been a good experience, actually, like great. It's been awesome being able to play against the best of the best and like seeing your full potential, like seeing if you can actually play against them, and it's been exciting.
I was going to say, like, you regularly are playing the best teams in the land, and the players are Olympians. I think San Jose State and you guys are the only teams that don't have an Olympian on the squad. But have you felt that has made you personally and maybe members of your team better players when you're playing against the best every week?
I think it definitely pushes us to strive to beat them. So yeah, it pushes us to be better and definitely like not play down or like doubt ourselves. Yeah.
Paige Tsuruda, our guest here on Roadrunner Rundown, senior water polo player for Bakersfield. 3 goals this last weekend, another hat trick. You were dropping, we were showing some highlights earlier. You had a couple bombs. Like there was some from way outside. Is that's not your normal range, is it?
No. I just saw the clock going down. I was like, better shoot.
Well, no, it were great goals, and you had 3 of them again. So you're listed as a driver, right? I'm a water polo newbie. You saw me in the pool during the Corey versus segment. I'm not very good at water polo. Explain to folks what driver kind of means.
Driver would be the person on the perimeter who they're kind of smaller, more like agile, just to move around quicker. And it's like you want to get position on the other player, so you're moving and like doing picks, kind of like basketball. Okay. And you set picks for each other and like kind of like screens, and then you drive down, try and get inside water, and then you're like outside shooter too. Okay,
so you have how many different positions would there be, I guess you could say? How would you classify people?
There's about 3. There's the goalie, and then we have our set player, usually like more bulky person, but this year we don't really have like a set player because we didn't really have like a bigger person on our team. So we kind of just have like a lot of drivers. So they would post up, like go in, like set for like 3-4 seconds and then drive out or like do a lot of movement. We have
so it doesn't, and for people like me who, like I said, have very little knowledge of water polo, you look at it and you just think, oh, well, they're just trying to stay afloat, throwing the ball around. No, there's like set pieces and X's and O's, and you guys are setting screens and stuff. So, okay, good to know. Now I can brag to my friends that I have knowledge about water polo. You're from Honolulu. I want to show this, by the way. This was your recent. They're pretty proud of you in Honolulu, right? I'm trying to see if I can pull it up on the paper here. See if I can hold this up. This came from the Honolulu Star Advertiser. There we go. Leap of Faith, a nice big article they did about you. They're pretty proud of you in Honolulu. That's got to be kind of cool. Just been a big story. How's that been? It's
been exciting. I mean, they make sure to like recognize every player from Hawaii that goes away and like succeeds at their sport or academics, and they make sure like they notice them. Yeah. Because we're really a close knit community in Hawaii. Like family is everything. Like if you're from Hawaii, you're like ohana, like family. Right. So Yeah, that's a big thing.
Do you miss home a lot? Do you miss Hawaii?
Yeah, like almost every Sunday we usually have like family barbecues. Like my grandpa gets together, like we all get together and play ukulele and like sing, and so we're really big on family. So that's one thing that I really miss when I
And now you came from Hawaii to Bakersfield to play water polo. What was that transition kind of like? I mean, it's California, so not like you're moving to the Midwest.
Yeah.
But you're moving to Bakersfield, which is different than Honolulu, slightly.
Yeah.
So what was that transition like?
It was different. I mean, at first I wasn't really excited to go away from home because I kind of just wanted to make my parents proud and like, okay, I'll go play at D1, and then I ended up like fitting in pretty well, like made friends, like they're like my family, like teammates. Luckily I had team because then without them I probably would have not had such a good experience here, but it was fun like meeting new people and like being in a new environment. Yeah, I've learned a lot.
What was, I mean, and I always try to ask people this, but why CSUB when you're coming from Hawaii? What was it about CSUB that you that you really enjoyed?
Well, when we first got here, it was really, everyone seemed really friendly. Like going to the store, like, hey, how are you doing? Like, everyone was kind of smiling. Like the coach was really nice. Like Jason Gall was really welcoming to my parents and I, and the team, like walking on the deck, they came out of the pool, like shook my hand. I was like, oh, hey guys, okay, nice meeting you. Like they're all really friendly. So I was like, this seems like a good like environment, atmosphere. So I liked it.
Excellent. Paige Tsuruda, our guest here on Roadrunner Rundown, senior with the CSUB water polo team. Why did you play any other sports growing up, and why water polo?
Yeah, growing up when I was young, my parents put me in a bunch of sports like gymnastics, tennis. My brother played soccer. I don't think I ever played soccer, but just a bunch of different things. And then swimming, I swam since I was 8 years old, and kind of got tired of swimming because I wanted more excitement. Yeah. So my dad stuck me in water polo, and I stuck. It was like, wow, I like this sport. This is fun. And just since a freshman in high school, And
it seems like there's a lot of ex-swimmers that want to play water polo because they like the team concept of water polo as opposed to swimming so individual. And was that kind of the case with you? Like you love the team sport?
I love the team sport and just like scoring goals. Like it was fun for me. Like just swimming back and forth. I mean, I got a little bored with that.
Yeah. So. And they don't let you. They don't let you kick your competitors in swimming.
Oh yeah, no
polo,
contact.
Water polo, you can kick people. I've seen it happen. I was bringing this up. Conditioning for this sport. A couple weeks ago, I attempted to play water polo. Not very good, right? You were there.
You blocked a couple.
I did block a couple. That's when you guys were taking it easy on me. And then when you decided to stop messing around, it got pretty ugly. Obviously, a lot of leg work with this. All that kicking. I mean, I almost died after I tried it. But how do you stay in shape for water polo? I mean, there's a lot of work.
Yeah, we do a lot of different things. Like for our legs, we do bungees. Like we'll tie it up to the block and have to egg beater across the pool, and then we have to hold bricks, and we put weight belts on, 10-pound weight belts, or sometimes 15-pound weight belts, and then we use water jugs. Like we have to hold them up, dump the water out, and like hold them up, dump the water out. So we do a lot of leg work, and then we do a lot of swimming, of course, a lot of like sprints, and then long distance for like agility. And
it just seems like it's second nature to you guys who play it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're watching the highlights. Everyone's just, it seems like everybody's almost walking, but you're not. You guys are kicking and treading water. Does that just become second nature? You don't even realize you're doing it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, first learning out, I was like, what? Like egg beater, your legs have to go at different times. You kind of didn't really get it. But after a while, it just comes second nature. Some people still don't know how to egg beater as well. Like there's girls like on my team who like do scissor kick, but it works for them. I mean, if it works for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And see, you guys didn't tell me this when I was trying to. So you should have told me.
Yeah, there's different ways to egg beater. I mean, we kind of do whatever works for us better. Like.
It wouldn't have helped. I'm just saying. I at least could have bragged about it. And I brought this up earlier, but it seems like, and you're a senior, your team seems to be improving each week despite playing such a brutal schedule. You'll be graduating soon, but as somebody leaving the program, are you optimistic about the direction of the program, considering the tough schedule you've played and the improvement that you've seen?
Yeah, really optimistic. Actually, we had a lot of incoming freshmen, so we had to start kind of from scratch. We lost 7 seniors, so that was I wasn't used to that because I played with them ever since I was a freshman. So I was like, dang, all the starters are gone. Like, and we had to rebuild. This is like a rebuilding year for us, but we got it together and are able to play against like San Jose and have good games.
And you guys had some wins against some other teams earlier in the year. Now, because of all those seniors leaving you, I mean, I know you had a career best 38 goals this season so far. Was that due in part that you had to kind of step up and take more of a role this year?
Yeah. I was put into I got to start this year, so I guess that was a step up. And then I was put into more of a role, just I guess being like a assistant to the freshmen, just making sure they know what they're doing, and me having to make sure I'm on track, knowing what I'm doing, and yeah. So. And
you are on the academic side, public policy administration major. How's that going?
It's good. A lot of paper writing. I mean, learning about different policies and just seeing what I want to do with that after I graduate.
On track to graduate this spring?
Yes, this spring.
Okay, nice, nice. What's kind of the post-college plans for you?
Going back to Hawaii. I have a couple of interviews set up already for a hotel manager, just a bunch of different things. And but overall, I want to work the Amway business with my family. They've been working that their whole life, so I kind of want to do that. So get a job and then do that on the side.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, it's funny because it seems like it's hard to keep people when they come to California from Hawaii for college. Yeah. It's hard to keep them here. They always want to go back.
Yeah,
right?
I noticed a lot of girls who are from Hawaii because we're so close knit. Family's big thing. When you go away, usually girls only last 2 to 1 year. Yeah. And then they're like, I gotta go home, too homesick, but.
Yeah, I was funny because I went to college in San Diego, and we had a lot of kids from the islands that came to school there, and they would surf, but they'd always complain, and I always thought the water was beautiful, and they'd complain, the water's so cold, I've never worn a wetsuit in my life, I can't, it was great to watch them. The water was 70 degrees. I thought it was great. They thought it was freezing.
Yeah, I went to Pismo with my friend. It's pretty cold over there, but they're putting their feet in the water, jumping out. Put my toe. I was like, no, this is too cold. I was like,
too cold. Indeed. Paige Tsuruda, our guest on Roadrunner Rundown. Hey, well, congratulations on what's been a good season for you and the team program, and really good luck to you at the MPSF championships this weekend.
All right, thank you.
All right, and did your folks bring these for me?
Yes, they did.
Mom and Dad are in studio. These are big time Hawaiian, right?
Yes, they're really easy to eat in one sitting. But
why did someone think that I would like chocolate? I mean, my goodness. No, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. And there's a good shot I eat this in one sitting. There's just a good chance. Thanks, Paige, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we're going to be speaking with Alyssa Page. She is a junior sprinter on the CSUB women's track team. We'll chat with her about their upcoming meet this weekend, and a good couple weeks for her. We'll talk about that as they get ready for the Western Athletic Conference Championships in 2 weeks. We'll be right back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield, California. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californian's Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The Daily Deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Kern Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit KernBusinessJournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on KernBusinessJournal.com.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes, we're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
We're back on Roadrunner Rundown. My thanks to Paige Tsuruda and her parents for Paige doing the interview, and her parents giving me presents. That always helps out. But my thanks to Paige, and good luck to women's water polo this weekend at the MPSF Championships. And we've got another Paige on the program, Alyssa Page. She's joining us on the show. She's a junior sprinter with the CSUB track team. Alyssa, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First, I want to talk about the last couple of meets, because you've had a really good last couple of weeks. You've been heating up lately as we get closer to the WAC finals. First, this past weekend at the Brian Clay Invite, your 4x400 relay team finished third. You lowered your season best time. You also cracked the CSUB top 20 list. Then, personally in the 400, recorded your best time of the season, finished 12th. And so it seems like things are going well. They should be at this part of the year. So you happy with the way you're running as the season kind of winds down?
I'm definitely happy because I started off the year in indoor really great, and throughout the meets and outdoor, I was kind of staying stagnant with my performance. And I know this happens a lot with other student athletes and other teams in sports. So, you put the pressure on yourself. Everything gets heavy with schoolwork and sports and the expectance to perform really well. And at the Brian Clay meet, my coach just reminded me that, it's all we're all doing this for fun. Yeah, it's for the school and everything, but we're all out here to have fun. So she reminded me that, and I really just got back in the groove and got a season PR, back closer to my PR, and it went really well.
And then 2 weeks ago, Pomona Pitzer Invite, you put together strong times in the 100 and 200 races, 9th overall in both races, also first among collegiate competitors in each event as well. So you kind of, as this part of the year rolls around, you want to be strong going into conference, and, do you feel that way right now?
I definitely do. After the Brian Clay Invite and those past performances these past couple weeks that I'm so close to my PRs and I'm running strong, running smart, going into this meet at Fresno, hopefully I'll better that even more and get closer to my PRs, and hopefully at conference it'll get even better.
You were talking about the indoor season. We actually got some highlights right now of your relay team indoors on the screen. Now, you run on that bank track indoors, and I've seen them a couple of the basketball arenas we play at. They'll have the track stuff set up, University of Idaho and places like that. How does it? That's crazy. It's almost like how is that running on a bank track indoors in the fall and then going back out to a normal track in the spring?
It's definitely really fun. Personally, the indoor track is one of my favorite events, and I love running indoors. I know some people don't like it as much as outdoor because it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's not what they're used to, but I love it because it's a change of pace, everything. And the bank tracks are so fun because they're fast, and it's like you're a race car just going around that track.
I've heard like on exit of the bank, like you gain a lot of speed as a sprinter when you get off the bank turn.
Oh yeah. You almost got to be careful because the first time you step on that track and run it, it's different. So you got to be prepared to just kind of shoot out there.
Nice. No, I've seen the equipment and I've walked on it, and I'm like, man, I can barely walk on these, let alone run. So you're heading to Fresno State this weekend. Last chance to kind of fine tune things before the conference finals. What are you preparing to work on this weekend at Fresno State? With the WAC on your mind a few weeks down the road?
Well, what I'm focused on really is the 400, since I ran a great race last week, and I'm just trying to focus on that, get it even better time down, and I know there's a lot of great runners competing at Fresno this weekend, so that's really what I'm focusing on.
You're also been part of the 4x400 relay team, which has been strong. Mm-hmm. Talk about that quartet this season, since it seemed to be a bright spot every week for this team.
It has, because this year we got 2 new freshmen, Ariana Mariscal and Marina Emhoff, and they've proven to be some really, really great runners. And with them, including Erica Wilcox, that completes our quartet. We've been very strong. We're all 400 runners except for Ariana. She runs the 800, but she's just a strong runner. She can really compete in anything. And with this group, we've shown that we can really do anything, and we're going to do some damage in the conference this year.
What's it like, I mean, on a relay team? Is it like a four-way partnership? I mean, does everybody kind of work as a team in practice, push each other? Is there relationships off the track? Like, and how do you handle your teammates in a relay like that?
Well, a lot of people think that track is just more of an individual sport, and as much as we do perform individually in our other events, we are still a team. Yeah. And the fact that we have to run together as a team, we need that chemistry together, and we need to work together. And in practice, we push each other every step of the way, and it's the same thing when we get to race day.
You know, you're a sprinter, and you tried to show me a couple weeks ago on Corey Versus how to actually start, which didn't go very well. But as you're getting ready to start, what kind of goes through your mind in those couple 10 seconds as you're getting prepared? I mean, what are you thinking as a sprinter? What kind of goes through your mind?
As a sprinter, when you're getting in the blocks, there's a lot of pressure. What you're really thinking is just focused on those first few steps, going through the whole race in your mind. I mean, it's different for every runner, of course, but what I'm thinking about is just, okay, you got to get out hard, get out, you got to go race, and just, you've trained for this, so go do what you know how to do.
There you go. And there must be some kind of crazy just adrenaline crash for sprinters after you finish running. I mean, there was a big buildup. There was like those 10 seconds, and like you talked about, and there was a big buildup. There's a surge of energy. And then, 45 minutes later after you're done, I mean, are you just like ready to call it a day? Do you kind of just totally crash when that adrenaline just finally goes away?
Well, it definitely depends on the race, how you ran and everything, how the day is going. But after you finish your race, there's just a sense of accomplishment of what you've done. Some races are long and you have to fight through it, but after you're done, it feels really good.
Alyssa Page, our guest here on Roadrunner Rundown, junior sprinter with CSUB Track. Your third season in Bakersfield, started strong as a freshman, better as a sophomore. You keep getting better. Are you happy with your individual progress over the last couple seasons into this year?
Well, last year I got an ankle injury about halfway through the season, and I was out for a month, so I wasn't able to get my personal PRs at conference, but I still did medal and did well. And this year I'm hoping to definitely PR since I haven't had any injuries, so it's proving to be a good year.
And what about the team aspect? It seems like this season I'm hearing more about great times being posted, personal records, more top 20 CSUB records are being broken. The throwers are solid. You and your sprinting mates are having a great year. Why has this season, in your mind, been so successful from a team standpoint for the track squad?
I think from a team standpoint, it's just really come together really well with the students that Coach Wentworth is bringing in. She's just brought in a really great group of kids.
And I was going to bring her up next. I mean, in her second year here, she seems to be leading everyone in the right direction. What's Coach Marcia been like to work with?
She's been really great. After having her come in, we were excited to get some new input, some new training, and everything, and it's proved to be really helping.
And you brought up earlier that she kind of just helped you kind of relax a little bit, things like that. What is her approach as a coach? I mean, it doesn't seem like she's out there. She's not screaming at you, that's for sure. Obviously, it seems like a lot of what she's trying to do is kind of ease your minds as you get ready to compete.
Well, definitely on race day, yes. But in practice, I mean, you guys don't see that. She is a pretty hard coach, and she pushes us really hard. Good. And on race day, she knows what to tell us. She knows what we're going through because she's been there also. And, she's been coaching for a long time, so we trust that she knows what to do and everything. Like, she'll take us every step of the way.
Well, it seems like I said over the last couple of years, the program's going in a great direction. And then as a sprinter, I mean, how do you improve throughout the year other than just run? I mean, is it weight room work? Is it flexibility, stretching, that kind of stuff? What helps you get faster?
Well, what helps us get faster is we'll start conditioning in the beginning of the year. And then as the year goes on and we start going to meets and start seeing what we need to work on, it gets more specific and technical, and we'll start working on specific things, this and that. And then as for the weight room, it definitely, we start working on different things in there too, start working on more specialized, lifting heavier but less if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And as for stretching, we definitely have to work on more stretching throughout the year, icing, everything like that. We have to make sure we're on top of it, keeping our muscles repairing and rested.
What do you do during the summer times when, I know you're running usually in the fall in the indoor season or the winter in the indoor into spring outdoor. So what do you do in that kind of in the summertime when, you need to stay in shape but you're not competing?
Well, after we're done at conference, and if anybody goes to regionals, I'm sure Brian will, we just take a rest for a little while because, our muscles have to get a rest after running at such high intensity for so long. And then, we just bike, we do jogs, we do just strength and conditioning.
So you stay in shape. Is it tough during the summer? Everyone's like, hey, let's just hang out and eat pizza. Like you need to.
It definitely is. You finally get done with the year and you just want to take a break and stop. But you know that if you want to be great next year and keep doing better, then that'll really push you to do what you need to do.
Absolutely. Alyssa Page, our guest here on Roadrunner Rundown. Santa Rosa, California is home. Why Bakersfield after Santa Rosa?
Well, I visited a few other state universities in California, and after I saw all of them and talked to all their coaches, I just felt that Bakersfield had the best home feeling to me. I felt very comfortable here.
Nice. And you were still accounting major?
Yep.
Still doing that? How's that going?
That's going great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a really hard major? Like
it is. It's pretty hard. What you got to do is just dedicate yourself to it, and you have to do the work and do the reading. And if you want to become a CPA, then you got to work for it.
Do you find yourself? Is it? I guess track's something good where you perform for a short amount of time, then you have some downtime at meets. So you're like cramming the books and stuff like between races and stuff like that when you're at track meets?
Well, I always tell myself I'm going to do that, but I never find the time because I'm just cheering on the rest of the team.
There you go. And you mentioned it, but so your plans after college, like you're going to be CPA, is that the plan?
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay, and are you on track to graduate next year?
Yes, I'll probably be graduating in the winter or spring,
early?
actually, yeah.
Okay, awesome. No, that's good to hear. Alyssa Page here on Roadrunner Rundown. Hey, well, congrats on a good season. Good luck this weekend in Fresno.
Thank
and then
you.
A little ways down the road at the conference meet as well. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. We're going to step away, folks. When we come back, we're going to talk some CSUB Spring BBQ and also Roadrunner Scholarship Fund. Ziggy Siegfried joining us in studio. And a big announcement regarding this show coming up because we do everything on the air. So we'll do that coming up as well. We'll be right back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7? The Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Support student-athlete scholarships and enjoy the social event of the year at the 42nd Annual CSUB Athletics Spring BBQ, Thursday, May 8th at the Accardo Center. Dinner features Harris Ranch New York steak, teriyaki chicken, and live music from Foster Campbell and Friends. Tickets are $30 in advance and $35 at the door. Tickets are available at Mexicali restaurants, Vaughn's, and all lengthwise locations. The 42nd Annual CSUB Athletics Spring BBQ, Thursday, May 8th from 5:30 to 9 at the Accardo Center.
The new book is out. That was easy. I would title this thing sort of a description of what raising children is like. That was easy. I've been writing columns now for about 25 years. Writing has always been a conversation. You're taking somebody by the hand for 3 or 4 minutes and you're not letting go. The new book, That Was Easy. Nothing easy about any of this, but we've had some fun and I hope you guys will have some fun looking at this book.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes, we're developing tomorrow's leaders. From lessons learned during competition, for more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown, final segment of the show. By the way, you can get the show anytime online at gorunners.com. You can also check us out on the, the Bakersfield, the TBC mobile app, which you can get on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, whatever. It's got segments of Roadrunner Rundown as well. You can also visit Bakersfield.com, check out the CSUB section, and more of Roadrunner Rundown. So you can get the show anytime in a multitude of places. And my thanks to Paige Tsuruda for joining us in the first segment, CSUB Water Polo, and Alyssa Page from CSUB Women's Track joining us in the last segment. And two great interviews, and now we're going to round it out with Ziggy. He's going to join us on the program. Senior Associate AD Ziggy Siegfried joining us on the show. A couple things to talk about. First of all, welcome back to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We talked in the break. From now on, everyone should bring Corey a gift.
Yes. That is. I think that should be the new thing. Hold on. So, Paige's parents decided to bring me Hawaiian Host chocolate-covered macadamia nuts, which are huge in Hawaii. So they brought me these. So yes, I think everyone should start giving me gifts.
Absolutely.
We'll just call it a tribute, and then we'll just stack the gifts around, around me as we start this segment, and then they'll be piled up.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
So we'll have to. So you can start doing that, people. Just start bringing me gifts. What would you bring me? What would be a good?
Corey, that
something food related probably.
Well, no, I wasn't going to say that. I would bring you something maybe for your motorcycle.
There you go. Okay, so. There we go. That sounds good. We'll see what we can do. So yes, from now on, gifts are totally appreciated. Speaking of gifts, we've got a great gift for the people of Bakersfield. The 42nd annual Spring BBQ is coming up Thursday, May 8th at the Acardo Center. It's the only one. We don't do a fall barbecue anymore. The Spring BBQ is it. It's world famous. It is Kern County famous, and it's a big fundraiser for the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund. So this event this year, I guess the real pitch is that we only have one a year now.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. If you already have made plans, I would suggest canceling those. Yeah. So it's going to be a blast. It's going to be packed. We have a lot of the same elements that we've had in the past. Like the Harris Ranch beef, the great teriyaki chicken, the bands. But we're also adding some stuff. Lengthwise Brewery is going to be here with the craft beer, so that's nice. We're going to have a nice little wine area. So we're also switching some things up a little bit, and I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah, the big thing, and the folks at Lengthwise have been fantastic, but you brought that up. They're bringing in their own, I think they've got a couple different brews, but they're bringing in their Zeus Imperial, which is a big-time IPA. They actually just started bottling and distributing that. So they're bringing that in. So we're going to have craft beers. We're going to have, of course, all the stuff from Coors and Budweiser as well. They're normally out there. I know they're bringing in the 805, which everyone is crazy about right now on the beer scale. So that'll be available. So, and then this wine, it's actually a wine kind of tasting area as well. So a couple different options for folks that want to come and have a good time. But this event is a big fundraiser for the scholarship fund. Normally, how much money does this go to help the scholarships of student athletes?
What we're projecting this year for a net is somewhere between $75,000 and $80,000, which is going to be one of our bigger years. Mm-hmm. We've partnered. We are now selling tickets as many places as possible. We're selling them at Lengthwise. We've now partnered with Valley Tix, which will be announced here soon. So we'll give better access to purchasing the tickets. And then also Mark Mays, the person who directs the event, has a special deal for those corporations or individuals even who want to buy 50 tickets. You actually can get those for a reduced price of $25 per ticket. So we're really pushing this hard.
Awesome. And we've got tickets available. I know all the Lengthwise locations right now. You brought up the Valley Tix deal, which will be announced shortly, and then also Vaughn's as well. So a lot of opportunities, a lot of places with the tickets around Bakersfield, but any Lengthwise, any Vaughn's, and Mexicali Restaurants as well, who's been fantastic. So we've got the New York steak from Harris Ranch. We've got the teriyaki chicken. We've got one thing that should be brought up, I think it's important, is the ticket price continues to be what it is. $30 in advance, $35 at the door, and that's even the fact that beef prices have gone up, but we're still keeping it the same because we want people to show up and have a good time.
It's a tradition in Bakersfield, and we just had dinner the other night with our chairman, John Jamara Jr., who has been the chairman for 42 years, which is absolutely amazing. And we don't try to make drastic changes to something that's working. So you're going to get a lot of the things that you got in the past, and that's the reason why we're going to have possibly up to 3,000 people at this event.
Yeah, Foster Campbell and Friends is the band performing, and it's also a salute to the 90s. So we are looking for 90s costume contest. The 90s are a very eclectic generation. There's a lot of different styles that went into the 1990s. So we would encourage folks. We've got some prizes for folks that dress up. We have a costume contest. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and I know you were an avid Beverly Hills 90210 fan.
Yeah.
So I've heard that you might dress up like one of those characters.
I'm thinking Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Dylan.
I can see that.
The jeans rolled up at the cuff down low, some like white high tops, and some kind of unbuttoned flannel shirt.
I like it.
I'm thinking that. Yeah, either that or Zach Morris, one of the two.
I'll get that a lot.
I've been compared. Yeah. I've been compared to both. So we've got. Actually, I was thinking today, what would what would honestly be the game winner? I was thinking about this morning. Somebody who showed up to the barbecue. If you had people that would dress up as like Beavis and Butthead.
Oh yeah.
You're the winner. I would make you the winner right now. So I'm just saying that's a suggestion. If you want a chance to win, a good solid Beavis and Butthead effort would be.
They'll have my vote. I tell you what, if we could have someone who's watching this show do that and surprise us,
yes,
I think that will just go down in history of the spring barbecue. The 42nd barbecue would be very memorable.
Absolutely. So this is happening on Thursday, May 8th at the Accardo Center. Tickets available lengthwise locations, Vaughn's and Mexicali restaurants, and also online at GoRunners.com. You get your tickets there. $30 in advance, $35 a day of the event at the gate. Great beer and wine from Lengthwise, Budweiser, Coors, and then new wine tasting area as well. And, of course, just a good time being had by all. So that's a big fundraiser for the Scholarship Fund. And then currently right now we're in the fund drive, which is the annual Scholarship Fund drive. So how's that going so far?
It's going great. I'm finding there's a lot of momentum. People who made their donation last year, it might have been a little bit harder, a few more calls. This year we're sending out letters. They're renewing automatically. I mean, you, Corey, it works out great that today we both wore
Twinsies
shirts, and that was not planned. But these are the shirts that went out to our staff who became donors last year. And then I know you upgraded your donation significantly this year.
Yeah,
I did the same thing. I just find that people are excited about helping student athlete scholarships. I mean, we just saw the last two student athletes that were on here.
Yeah.
And talking about becoming a CPA.
Yeah.
While you're going to school, while you're running track, she actually is putting effort into accounting, which is one of the most difficult majors. Right. And it's going to pay off. You're going to see her be very successful.
You know what I compare it to? I compare it to voting. You know what they say about voting? Well, if you don't vote, you can't complain about the direction of the country, etc. It's the same thing. The really basis of success in Division I athletics is scholarships. Can you offer the maximum amount to your student athletes on your teams? Can you? And that's what helps bring good folks in. So if you're not happy with, well, this team is losing. I'm not happy because this team is losing. Well, what are you doing about it? Like, how are you helping? And I kind of see it as that. If you want to complain about success, then you better be helping. You should be helping to make it better, and that's what I kind of feel about the scholarship fund.
Yeah, and I will tell you bring up a great point, because right now we're having people make a significant impact in helping us become extremely successful in athletics by being able to offer our maximum scholarships. I'm getting texts by generous supporter Patrick Wade almost every hour right now as he's talking and getting new people to join the scholarship fund. Here's what I would say. We're going to be successful.
Yeah.
we're going to, win championships. We're going to go to the NCAA tournament. The pace at which we get there is going to be determined about the support of the community.
Yeah.
And because I'm telling you, when we start winning, everyone's going to come on board.
Right.
But we need people to come on board now so we can offer the maximum number of scholarships. And we can give you hundreds of stories of the impact of that scholarship.
And there's all information available online, folks, as well. GoRunners.com/donate. You can see all the information, all the contact information. And I go to Ziggy, his staff, Josiah, who we had on the show last week as well. So GoRunners.com/donate as well. I want to do one final thing. All right, I talked about this in the show earlier about making a big announcement about the program. We do a lot of things on the show. We unveil coaches on the show. We do all kinds of things that most people wouldn't do on a show. So I thought, you know what? We are going to make Roadrunner Rundown has been so wildly successful that for some reason the people here at the Bakersfield Californian want us back, and they want us back for a whole year. So I'm holding a contract extension. This is a contract extension for Roadrunner Rundown for an entire year until June of 2015. All right, and this includes 4 live shows on campus because they love us on campus to be out there. So I'm going to sign this right now. All right, you ready? Ziggy, I'm going to sign this.
That is absolutely
Here we
wonderful.
go. Signing the contract on there. Here we go. Done. Signed. Oh, I should date it. What's today's date?
It is
the 22nd?
22nd.
Bang. Signed, sealed, delivered, extended. See? No one does that on a show. We're doing it on a show. We'll be here until June of 2015. Unfortunately, we've got to go right now because the show's over. Ziggy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Corey.
All right. Thank you, folks, as well, for making the show successful. So much they want us back for another year. So Roadrunner Rundown returning for the next 12 months at least. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. Get the show anytime online at GoRunners.com as well. We'll catch you next week. John Jamar Jr. will join us, our barbecue chairman, and Chuck Buchanan, former baseball player, on the show as well from Rome, Georgia. We'll catch you then. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.